Hey folks, in the previous video we checked out this 130-piece Life Gear First Aid and Survival Kit. It comes in this nice little waterproof dry bag, and it's a pretty decent kit for the size and money, right around 30 bucks. Well, right here I've got its big brother. And we're going to check it out right now on Kitbashed Survival. So what I've got here is the Life Gear 2-person 72-hour waterproof survival kit. It's got 130 pieces, which interestingly enough is the same number of pieces that were in the smaller kit that I reviewed in the previous video. Although in that kit, most of those pieces were Band-Aids. I think it contained 72 Band-Aids, which was kind of crazy. Hopefully this kit is a little more diverse in what it contains. Now, on the Life Gear website, they list this thing for right at $75, but I picked this up at Walmart, and I believe I paid right around $60 for it, which I thought was a fair price because it's much larger and much heavier than the previous kit, and a lot of that is because since it's a 72-hour kit, it does contain some food and water, which obviously adds to the weight. And speaking of weight, let's go ahead and put this on the scale and see what it weighs in at, because this thing is pretty darn heavy. So it comes in right at 8 pounds 5 ounces, so yeah, pretty hefty. Let's go ahead and snap off the brochure. And there's what it looks like on the inside. So we've got shelter, tools, lighting, 3 days food and water, fire starting, first aid, and a 15-liter dry bag for storage. And not surprisingly, like other Life Gear kits, this one is heavy on the first aid stuff. The dry bag itself is really nice. I like it better than the dry bag that came with the previous smaller kit, although that one was nice as well, but this one is thicker, it's more rubbery, it just seems more rugged and durable than the previous dry bag. It's also got this loop on the back, and along with this loop on top, you can connect a strap to carry it over your shoulder, and there's a strap on the inside that you'll see in just a minute, so that makes it more versatile than the previous bag as well. So, you know, regardless of what's inside, at the very least, you've got a really nice dry bag. Anyway, let's go ahead and open it up. Nice thick roll top. And there's what it looks like down in there. Turn it over on the side so we can get a better view of what's coming out. So first up, we've got some water. So there's 2 bags. Each bag contains 6 packs of water, and each pack is 4.227 ounces. And you've seen these before. So roughly 25 ounces per person, which, yeah, is not enough to survive on, but it's enough to get you started. It'd be kind of like if you had an emergency gallon of gas in the back of your car. A gallon's not going to get you very far, but it's enough to get you to a gas station or somewhere where you can get more gas. Well, same here. It's not enough to survive on, but it's enough to get you started until you can get to a place where you can secure a better source of water. Then we've got some food. So we've got the SOS Food Lab ration bars. So there's 6 bars per pack, and each bar is 410 calories. So roughly 2,400 calories per person, or 800 calories per person per day, which, yeah, is not a lot, but that's okay. I've said this before, food is probably the least important thing in a survival or emergency situation, because your body, if necessary, can go days or even weeks without food. And so, yeah, this is not a lot, but it's enough to get you started, and hopefully you can find more food at some point. I think a lot of times people confuse surviving versus thriving. You're not going to thrive on 800 calories per day, but you will survive. All right, then we've got some lighting. We'll check that out in a minute. We've got some survival gear in here. We've got some shelter elements. Check those out too in a minute. Here's the strap for the dry bag. And then lastly, we've got a big first aid kit. And that's all there is. So let's check out this lighting bag. Looks like we've got 2 lights in here, which is a nice redundancy. So First up, we've got one of these hand pressing flashlights, the little pump flashlights, I like to call them. Doesn't require batteries and doesn't have any bulbs, it's LED. So there's the light. It's already got a charge, that's nice. And then the pump to charge it further is up here, so you unlock it like that and just pump it and that'll charge the flashlight. Put it back in place and there's your light. Yeah, so not bad. It's not super bright, but it'll do in a pinch. All right, then we've got a more regular flashlight, or torch, if you will. Comes with batteries. 2 AA's. It's pretty cheap construction, nothing fancy. It is LED, that's nice. There it is. It's brighter than the other one, but, you know, not super bright. But again, it'll do. Seems reasonably durable. So yeah. Up next, we've got this bag that has some ponchos and emergency blankets inside. So we've got 2 ponchos. And then 2 space blankets. We've got these things. I don't know what these are. They're unlabeled. Oh, you know what? These might be the water purification tablets. There are 20 water purification tablets included. And it feels like there's about 10 pills in each one of these. Let's make sure. Never seen water purification pills like this. Yeah, there they are. Not in the best shape. That's kind of a downer. I'll probably replace these. They look kind of ratty. Ugh, that's not good. Okay. All right, then we've got this bag that's got some survival gear in here. So let's check it out. We got a pretty generous roll of duct tape. And then we've got a ferro rod and striker, and this is the same one that Life Gear puts in all their kits. If you want to see me use one of these, just watch one of the previous Life Gear kit reviews. Got a plastic set of tweezers. We've got 15 feet of paracord. Got a pair of scissors. We've got a whole bunch of safety pins. And we've got one of these multi-tool cards, which I think these are pretty useless. I mean, it's better than nothing, but yeah. So supposedly, these have a can opener, a knife edge in quotes, screwdriver, ruler, cap opener, bottle opener, 4-position wrench, butterfly wrench, saw blade, direction ancillary indication, that's what this thing is, 2-position wrench, and lanyard hole, keyring hole. Yeah, I've seen these in a lot of inexpensive kits, and, you know, like I said, it's better than nothing, but, you know, they're not that great. And then we've got one of these things, which I've seen in plenty of inexpensive survival kits. So you've got a waterproof container here that you can put matches in or what have you. There's a mirror on the other side. There's a compass on top, which is accurate. There's a ferro rod striker thing here, which I've never used on these things. And then there's a whistle. It sounds okay. It's a ball whistle, which is interesting. Certainly there are better whistles out there, but it's okay. I guess it'll do in a pinch. And then you've got a lanyard here. So yeah, it is what it is. And then lastly, we've got the first aid personal care kit. So we've got some burn gel. Pretty big packet of it. We've got an elastic bandage. Got a roll of gauze. We've got an ice pack. Got some medical tape. And I actually like this kind of medical tape. It's not the white kind, it's that translucent kind. I like that. Got some hand sanitizer. Not bad. Another roll of gauze. We've got some nitrile gloves. One pair. And then look at that, we've got some toilet paper and a pretty generous supply. You know, I think this may be the first time I've ever seen a kit that came with toilet paper, other than like an MRE or something. That's pretty cool. And then we've got this sub kit, so let's see what's in here. And this is all stuff we've seen in previous Life Gear kits. Cotton swabs, 10 of them. Alcohol prep pads, 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. Gauze pad, first aid instructions, a moleskin for blisters, and then another gauze pad, 2 alcohol-free cleansing wipes, and then, as is typical for these Life Gear kits, a buttload of Band-Aids. So let's see, we've got, on the regular size Band-Aids, we've got 2, 4, 24, so 24 regular Band-Aids, 2 knuckle Band-Aids, and then 2 butterfly closures. So yeah, a very generous supply of Band-Aids for sure. Okay, so here's all the gear laid out. Overall, I think this is a pretty good kit. It's got some decent basic gear that might come in handy in an emergency. Now, obviously, it's not top shelf survival gear, but then again, it only costs $60. And at that price point, you're not going to get world-class survival gear. I mean, it's not like they're going to throw a Leatherman into this kit at that price point. But for the money, I think you're getting some decent basic gear. Not great, but decent. That being said, however, I do have a couple problems with this kit. And for all I know, these problems may be with this specific kit that I bought, but I did want to point them out nonetheless. First of all, the water purification tablets. These are an unmitigated disaster. I mean, there's no labeling whatsoever, so I don't know where these were made, when these were made, or who made them. The bag itself looks nasty, not to mention the pills inside. So I would not trust my drinking water to these pills at all. These are going to need to be replaced. Secondly, there's an issue with the safety pins. Now, I really don't care much about safety pins, but this one is pretty badly rusted. I'm not sure if you can see that on the video, but it is. And a few more of these have some rust as well. So evidently, at some point, this kit was exposed to some sort of moisture which caused these things to rust. Now, I'm sure not every kit has this issue, but mine sure does. Now, the good news is that there's 2 reputable companies involved here. Life Gear is a reputable company. I don't think they're trying to rip anybody off. It's just an honest mistake, I'm sure. And then secondly, I bought this at Walmart, so I would be able to easily go and exchange it or return it. So I'm not worried about anybody getting ripped off with these kits. But if you do buy one, you'll want to open it up and inspect it to make sure everything's on the level. And if it's not, you may want to exchange it or return it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to return this kit. I just got it to film this video, but I will rectify these things myself. And on that note, I'm going to add some extra gear to this kit to make it that much better. Now, there's not unlimited space in the dry bag, but I'll try to add as much gear as I can to make this kit as good as possible. So first up, let's take care of the water situation. I'm going to throw these in the trash where they belong and replace them with 20 Aquatabs water purification tablets. Unlike the previous tablets, I know who made these, I know where they were made, and I know when they expire in 2023. And I'm not going to leave it at this because, in my opinion, safe drinking water is the most important item in a survival situation. So I'll add 2 Whirlpack 1-liter stand-up water bags for storage, 2 Melita coffee filters to help filter sediment out of the water, and then I'm going to add 2 of these Hydro Blue water filter straws. This is a 3-stage filter. It filters up to 100 gallons of water, and what's nice is that each of these comes with a spare pre-filter. So I'll add 2 of those. Up next in the shelter category, I'm going to try to add this life tent. This is a Mylar tube tent, and that'll supplement the space blankets. And then I'm also going to add some more paracord. This is another 15 feet of paracord. Next, I'm going to get rid of this thing to free up a little bit of space. And in its place, I'll put a better whistle, a little button compass, and then 2 12x12 sheets of tin foil. This could be used to cook food or make a rudimentary cup for drinking out of, or for a rudimentary signal mirror. In the lighting category, I'm going to add a glow stick, as well as a tea light candle. In the fire making category, I'm going to add 3 pieces of fat wood to help build a fire, a Fresnel lens, a book of matches, and a Bic lighter. On the first aid and personal care side, I'm going to add some chapstick, 2 packs of 50 SPF sunscreen, and a mini med pack which contains 12 ibuprofens, 4 Benadryls, and 4 Imodiums. In the food or getting food department, I'm going to add a pack of these caffeinated jelly beans. That way you've got some caffeine and a little bit of candy just for a morale boost. And I'll also add this Best Glide ASE compact fishing kit. In the knife and tool department, I'll add 3 new items. First up is a DermaSafe razor knife. Folds out like that. I'll also add a Victorinox Classic. It contains a scissors, really nice scissors, a knife, a nail file with a flathead screwdriver, and then tweezers and toothpick. And then I'll add this Gerber folding knife. Folds out like that. The number on this knife is 4661019A. I think this cost about 20 bucks or so. Now, because the Victorinox knife contains a set of tweezers, I may get rid of these plastic tweezers if space becomes an issue. And then I'm also going to get rid of the safety pins that have any rust on them. I think there were 2 or 3 that had rust on them, and I'll just take those out and leave the rest. I'm going to add 2 sheets of waterproof paper and a pencil. And then lastly, to combat any moisture damage in the kit, I'm going to add 2 of these silica gel desiccant packs. All right, that's it. So now let's see if we can fit all this stuff back into that dry bag. We got all the gear back in there, and actually there was a little room to spare, so if at some point down the road I wanted to add some additional gear to this kit, I could do so fairly easily. I also attached the carry strap to the outside to make this thing a little easier to tote around. But yeah, this was the Life Gear 72-hour 2-person waterproof survival kit. Overall, a pretty good kit, although as you saw, we did have some issues with the water purification tablets and some rusting on the safety pins. So if you do get one of these kits, make sure you inspect it to ensure that everything's okay. And of course, we made the kit a little better by adding some additional gear. And so overall, I'm happy with the way this turned out. If you'd like to support this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. That can be done through Patreon at patreon.com/kbsurvival. I'd like to put a big thank you out there to all of my current Patreon supporters. Your support means the world not only to me, but to the future of this channel. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. For now, that's it. I'm Eric Siegel. This is Kit Bashed Survival. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.